is famous for places everyone knows: cherry blossoms, historic villages, iconic streets. But that fame comes with challenges. Recently, the Japanese local authorities announced that some events have been cancelled as visitor numbers grew beyond what local communities could handle and badly behaving tourists, putting real pressure on daily life. And that's exactly why now feels like the right time to look elsewhere, because Japan is much more than its photographed spots. In this video, we are heading to Toyama, a city often overlooked but perfectly placed between coast and mountains, and still has that authentic Japanese charm that we as tourists want to get a glimpse of. From there, we travel deep into the countryside of Ainokura, a traditional mountain village that offers the same timeless atmosphere as Shirakawa-go, just without the crowds. This isn't a first-time Japan checklist. It's an invitation to slow down, explore lesser-known places, and see a side of Japan that still feels calm, authentic, and lived in. And a SD Japan that makes you want to explore more. So, let's go off the beaten path. Hello and welcome back to another video in Japan. I have arrived to Toyama, the capital of Toyama Prefecture, and today I want to explore what this cute little city is all about. So I have arrived to the first destination of the day, which is Toyama Castle, one of the top sightseeing spots to visit. Let's head in. It is located in a really pretty spot. You're right next to a river, next to a park, and the museum here in Toyama Castle is all in Japanese, unfortunately. But the highlight here is the observation deck where I'm on right now. You're not super duper high up, but you're high enough to get a little bit of a glimpse of the city around you. You see the mountains in the distance and you see like the vibe of the city. And entry price has been 400 yen per person. Another museum here on the grounds, but that was like a combo ticket we could have taken, an art museum. Not for today, not for us, but you can potentially take it if you're interested in that with the combo combination and that. The other nice part about Toyama Castle is that it is surrounded by this garden that I have seen already from the top, and this garden is super nicely maintained. You see staff really taking care of the plants and all around. The cleanliness of things is like top notch, of course. We are in Japan, and this park is free to enter, so you don't need a ticket to the castle to walk around here. The garden here though is so beautiful. Look at that paved way. There are some benches around. They made it so pretty, like you feel like you're somewhere out in the nature and not like in the middle of a city, 10 minutes from a busy Shinkansen train station. It looks so idyllic in here, honestly, very relaxing. The thing with Toyama is that it has absolutely surprised me in terms of me not having expected to like it here as much, but it is really such a cute little town. It has its own very relaxing, calm vibe in here, and you kind of merge in, like you feel the vibe straight up when you're here. It's really unique, and honestly, if I would have had Toyama as a transition point, I would have probably never visited Toyama in my life. And that's exactly the beauty of travel, to stop in places that you don't necessarily plan, that are not necessarily on the beaten path route, and you kind of just explore things and you're like, wow, this can be the next hit in the world, you know, like this can be the next place to come to for a very relaxing Japan experience. I'm convinced it has the potential for that. I think the thing that has been adding up to our amazing experience here in Toyama has been our hotel. It is a traditional Japanese hotel, and it has the whole Japanese immersion from the moment you enter for check-in. The wheels of your luggage are being cleaned by the staff. You're then asked to take off your shoes and lock them in a specific locker. Inside you're wearing the traditional Japanese pajama. I'm not sure how it is called, but it is really nice to wear that because it's so cozy. And you're walking basically barefoot or with the specific socks that you are given, and the socks have one toe separated and then the rest of the toes together. It's quite an interesting one. There's also a really beautiful onsen in the hotel, and one other thing that has been special is that we get free popsicles, free Yakult, free noodles at specific times of the day. It just adds up to this whole relaxing vibe as well. So just a quick 10-minute walk or so away from the castle is the Glass Art Museum. It's equally one of the top things to see in Toyama, so that's where I'm heading to now. So the special part about this building is not only that it has the Glass Art Museum that showcases Toyama's long history with glass craftsmanship, but the building itself is really, really special, and you will see in a second when we head up here. I know it already because I came here the other day to work from the coffee house here, which has been so nice because they have really big windows and it's really, really bright space. I guess the nice part here is that in order to enter the building, you don't need a ticket to the museum. You can just come in here and enjoy the building itself. Let me quickly head up to the museum floor, which I think is one more up. It's quite tall, this building, to the permanent exhibition. Yes, so one more floor up and we're there. Okay, change of plans. I can't actually enter the museum area because I need a ticket for that, but it looks really pretty from what I've seen. Like the art of the glass sculptures, it's super duper impressive. Now let's head back out. Transition from the Glass Art Museum to the local tram has been quick because it's right next to it, and the tram is equally an attraction in itself here in Toyama because it is so cute and historical. Look at that public transport here. I mean, I feel like I've entered a museum of trains. So in fact, we have been given free ride tickets for our hotel. So for one person you get 2 free rides, one there, one back, for the local tram, which I think is super cute add-on from the city to provide that for foreign tourists. And otherwise the ride would have cost 210 yen per person. For kids it's a little bit cheaper, I think, 110 for kids, 210 for adults. It also reaches Toyama Port. You would need to swap at Toyama Station into a different line, but the same type of ticket and the same type of tram can lead you in this perfect sightseeing way up to the beach. So we are on the way now, after a lot of running, to make this train to Ainokura, which is one of the top sites you can visit from Toyama. Think of Shirakawa Go, but without the tourists, smaller, cuter, not overrun yet. Hopefully that's what it's gonna be. And the way to get there is to take a train from Toyama to another station, and from there you're gonna take a bus. This bus leaves at very specific times during the day, so you want to make sure to time the departure from here and to catch the bus there. So this train ride has only been 16 minutes, and now we have like around 10 minutes transition time to the bus. We still have to buy a ticket. Hopefully it's not sold out. Konnichiwa!
For the bus for Ainokura. Left.
Left. Arigato. That looks like a cute little bus here. We are the only ones. I think either everyone went early in the morning. So with the card though, you need to tap in when you enter and tap out when you exit. Alternatively, cash. For me, my Chase bank card didn't work to tap in for some reason, although it says it should be according to like Visa, MasterCard, all of that. But that's why it's good to have cash with you always. The ride on the bus is around 1 hour 20, and I have to say it's probably the 1 hour 20 that is the most well spent in Japan, because the ride to the village is already an attraction. You're passing really green, lush fields. You see the Alps in the distance, local villages along the way, a river floating by, literally all the postcard things you could imagine in one view around you. And while we still have a moment on the bus, let's look on the map that I have been using to orientate myself that I got from the hotel. The village we are heading to is Ainokura Village, which is this circle on this paper, which shows to me it's a really good one to visit. One really cool thing is that we are currently on the World Heritage bus, and the World Heritage bus has equally the option to book like a day pass to visit all the villages in one day. And I think that is a really, really cool option because you don't need a reservation for this bus. You have free Wi-Fi along the way, and you can basically use it as a hop-on, hop-off concept. The only thing is it departs at very specific times, and there are only a very specific amount of buses leaving per day. So you need to be on time to know exactly when you want to get where and when you're going to come back. And as I've mentioned, this bus also goes to Shirakawa-go, one of the famous villages that is in every top first-time itinerary to Japan. And that's exactly what I did when I came first time to Japan as well. However, let me try to find some videos from my first time in Shirakawa-go, because I have been vlogging already back then. I just didn't have the nerves in me to post it online, but I definitely was so impressed when first time I saw these houses. It was absolutely unique to enter that village and immediately be surrounded by that historical vibe all around you. It just felt like a fairy tale, to be honest. Made it to Ainokura, World Heritage Site. Oh my god, so beautiful already. Ta-da! Still same day. I just changed up now into full winter attire. That's what you have to carry around with you when you're in Japan, because you never know what to expect. It was so sunny and warm, and now it's a little bit colder here, but obviously we are way deeper in the mountains, so sun is less coming here. Now that we are heading to Ainokura Village, let me tell you about it, because Ainokura Village has only 60 inhabitants. That's how cute and small it is, yet it is also accessible to tourists. So it is remote but accessible at the same time. And Ainokura Village is famous for these thatched houses. They look like praying hands, people say. And this is the traditional and like the historical way of how people used to live like in this area, which is super duper cold in winter, hence the roofs which are protecting them from the snow to not fall into the house, but also for warmth. And nowadays, this is a cute little village. It also has some like hotels, not hotels, like cute homestays you could stay in here, some like businesses, but it's really about... Oh, wait, there's just someone on the side. Oh, we're here already. Welcome to Ainokura. Woohoo! I feel like I've arrived to paradise here. And it has a vending machine, my paradise, with coffee. My paradise cannot not have coffee. It feels like I've arrived to a literal fairy tale that I can walk through with my own feet while holding a coffee. In Ainokura, the roofs are made almost entirely from natural materials. They are traditionally thatched using thick layers of dried grasses stacked tightly to create a dense, weather-resistant surface. The roof structures are built with heavy wooden beams, joined together without nails. Instead, rope and wooden joints are used, allowing the roof to flex and remain stable over time. This method of construction has proven durable for centuries, perfectly suited for the local climate and available resources. Some of these houses are 200 or even 300 years old. That is how historical this area is, and can you imagine how hidden away it used to be back in the day when there was no public transport that can take you here within 2 hours from the nearest biggest city? Like, this is literally a hidden gem that you can access with your own 2 feet nowadays, and there are almost no tourists around. My only wish is I could stay here, and you definitely can. You can book an overnight stay in this area, but you need to book ahead. So when we checked for accommodation here, everything was booked out for a really long time ahead. You know, like how when we were in Tokyo and I felt like a little bit overwhelmed by having you know, memories of what Japan used to be like for me first time. And I felt like there's just way too many tourists, and I didn't want to have this experience. So the option was for me either to leave Japan or to try different routes, different places that are not overcrowded by tourists. And so that's what I made my goal, and that's where I am now, like in these tiny places. There's no one around, but there's one person working in their house on paper crafts, the local craftsmanship in this area, and me just in the middle of it. And in this perfect season, like, this is Japan. You need to go off the beaten path. You need to explore these places to fall in love with the country off the beaten path. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
There are also a few museums here. I've seen two. One of them is an industrial museum. And I think it's a really cute one because you not only get access to the museum, but you can also enter a traditional house and just see it from the inside.
1人ね、300円。1人300円。2人600円。はい、ありがとう。これどんなお金
Wow.
はい、どうぞ。
Arigato. Okay, there's a second level here. So I've entered the industrial museum here in the village. I think it's a must to do just to get a glimpse of the houses inside. And what you can see is like a lot of historical pictures of how this village used to be like back in the day. And I love this type of stuff. I would take a whole wallpaper and make a whole wall of this. And you also see obviously the industrial things that were used here in the village to make it what it is, to build the houses, to live here, to survive in this climate when the weather was way colder than it is nowadays, because it was prepared for like winter climate, right? I wish I could sleep in here. The entry here has been 300 yen per adult. For kids, it's a little bit cheaper, and we paid in cash. I'm not sure if you can pay by card, but cash is definitely your friend here in the village. Oh my God, look at that little travel luggage. Wow, look at those alarm clocks in here. That is incredible. They look so ancient. There are some like lanterns, I think, so paper ones, and then wood on here. And you see, it's not just decoration for the museum, it has been actually used. You can see that based on the older wood in here. Let's explore the downside, the down level of the museum. Right, so this right here is an oven or like a cooking place, and it's right in the building. And we've seen that already active in the other house where we saw the man working on something. He had that in the middle of the house, so here it's preserved in the museum, but it is still actively used here in the village. In fact, I've seen if you book a stay here, very high chances are that your meal is going to be prepared in this way, which I find simply amazing. Arigato. Bye bye. Oh, she's singing, so cute. I start smelling the wood in here, like people are starting to warm up their houses for the night. For us it is time to leave though. Most of the things here in the village, like restaurants and the museum, closes at 5. It's now 20 to 5 and I'm running down now because our bus is gonna come 4:45. Bye village, bye. Hopefully I'll see you again at some point. Made it to the bus station. The bus is not here yet, and one cool thing is that there are coin lockers right here in the bus stop. So if you arrive by bus, you can leave your luggage right here, go explore the village, come back, head on, without dragging your luggage up there. Konnichiwa. Arigato. Bye bye. Now we need to jump on the train ride back to Toyama. So the city we're in is called Takaoka.
Which platform? 5.
18 minutes later and we are back in Toyama. The train is getting so full now. I think in Toyama people are actually boarding to head further. I'm not sure where the train goes, but we are going back onto that tram and then to eat dinner. And not just any dinner, but the hope is to get a spot at a restaurant where they grill skewers right in front of you. Very good. For the way back, we're equally using our free ride ticket because we got 2 each for 1 way each. It's amazing. Mine too. It's 2, yeah? 2. That's good. Okay. Arigato. That was the restaurant we wanted to come to. Unfortunately, it is quite full right now. It is now prime dinner time, right? So it's not happening. But it is a really, really nice one. I have one picture from another day when we ate in here, and it was really, really cool because we were just sitting on the bar and all the grilling was happening right in front of us, all the barbecuing. So now we have to find something else to eat. Luckily, in this area, there are many nice restaurants around. Arigato. Found a steak place nearby to the other restaurant we wanted to eat to. It feels a little bit like it's oriented towards tourists because there's TV playing in English and it's a very like American vibe in here, but hopefully the food is gonna be good. All done with our dinner. I probably wouldn't go back there another time. The food was okayish and I felt it was a little bit overpriced for what it is. It felt a little bit like a tourist trap, you know, an American restaurant in the middle of Toyama. I would have preferred to eat something local, but the place I wanted to eat just had a queue a little bit too long and I kind of want to go and sit in my onsen right now. So that's where I'm heading to now. And there are other places around to eat as well, so that's the good thing. Whew. Back in our cozy little room. Look at our bed, it's freshly made. I can't wait to jump in later this evening, but for now I'm gonna be heading straight to the onsen to warm up a little bit because it is a little bit chilly these days. And with that, my day exploring Toyama and Ainokura Village is coming to an end, unfortunately. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button to support me and so that other people can find it as well. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my other videos about Japan and the world. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!